3 races remain in the Target Series season number 8 as we head to Hampton, Georgia at the Landmark Speedway for the running of the Georgia 300. Max Anderson in the 23 has the pole for tonight's race. Who's outside second is the number 21 of Danny Lloyd. Then third is Justin Zidell. Fourth is Nathan Orman. And right out the top 5 is Jonathan Rains. Then sixth is second in points Colton Yo. Seventh place is Samet Oskin. Eighth is George Cooper. In ninth is William Bullen with Trip McGinnis in the 01 rounding up the top 10. The rest of the field, there's Jeff Wright, who's outside the 15 of Oliver Galloway. We have Adam McDowell with Jake Galloway. Behind them, Levi Schoen and Jason Larker. And we have Steve Larker and Jose Mills with Kashawn Richardson and Alexander Rowe. And we have William Seaman and Trey Rainey. Behind them, Eli Bright and Patrick Smith with Sebastian Kukulon and Dylan Abrahamian. Then Franz DeVice and Luke Rainey. Behind them, Jennifer Buford and Greg Torres with Giaglia Pez and Greg Lee. Then we have Mike Burrow and Simon Bloomfield with points leader Matheus Wells in the 5, who's outside the number 99 of Paul Taylor. Then we have Raspberry Tube in the 8 with Anton Charlebois in the 55 with Anthony Hernandez and Ryan Brommer. And in the final row, Derek Hill in the 98, who's outside 42nd, is number 42 of Code Luigi. There is our 42-car field for the Georgia 300 in the Target Series at Atlanta. Let's go to track time. Fire the engines up for our third to last race of the Target Series season number 8.
Drivers, start your engines.
42 cars firing their engines up for the Target Series chase race at Atlanta, as it's going to be Max Anderson and Danny Lloyd to lead the field to the green flag under the lights at the Atlanta Motor Speedway here in Hampton, Georgia. So we've had a crazy chase so far, and chase race number 8 is going to be no different. Landmark Speedway 2 and 3 wide action all night long. Coming into this race, the points look like this. Matheus Wells has a single point gap over his teammate Colton Yo, who is second. And then drivers like Jake Galloway, like Luke Rainey, William Seaman, Sebastian Kukulon, all within a race, trying to get up closer to the points lead. 30 laps at the Landmark Speedway, the Georgia 300. To the green flag, Max Anderson, Danny Lloyd, take it. We're green in Hampton, Georgia for chase race number 8. Three wide to start finish line from the pole. Max Anderson leads lap number 1. Far right 3 wide racing in the field. Jonathan Rains to the inside. The 61 puts Zidell in the middle lane. 61 takes the lead down the back stretch. Jonathan Rains to the lead. Now he moves up, gets the bottom cement. Oscar 93 off to turn number 3. William Bull in the 40. The 22 Van McDowell down the bottom lane. McDowell won here earlier in the season. Wants the Target Series season sweep at Atlanta. 4 wide further back to the middle lane. Jeff Wright, Trip McGinnis, Max Anderson all in that. Trey Rainey, Patrick Smith on the inside lane. How's that going? Into the wall they go. Up towards the wall. It's the 52 and the 1, the 01 and the 2. All scattering through 1 and 2. They're trying to keep it going. So far, no yellow flag. We are still green. Some damaged cars towards the back. We are still green. No cars got sideways and got around. Still green flag racing as it's Levi Schoen leading down the 00. So very interesting there. No yellow comes out. We are still green flag racing. That's now scattered this field out. We have 2 different packs now, the front pack and the second pack. Steve Larker, 51 car to the bottom lane. He's going to take the race lead down the backstretch. William Bullen with them. But now that second pack, can they order themselves to run down this front pack? Drivers back there are Luke Rainey. Others like Colton Yo. And the 5 of Matheus Wells. They're back there towards the front of the points. They want to get up here, so they need a yellow flag to come out. 3 wide up here to the bottom lane. Kashawn Richardson, the 20, going to try and take the lead away. Jonathan Rains, 61, down there with them. And to compare, these drivers ran just over 27-second lap times last time by. These drivers are running pretty much the same. However, these front field kind of got single filed, like Torres, Greg Lee, Jose Mills. They've kind of gotten single filed out. They could possibly run down the field if they can get just a sniff of that draft. If they can just get a little bit of that draft, they'll be there. Greg Torres currently down the straightaway, 3 miles an hour faster than the cars in the back of that field. Meanwhile, Sebastian Kukulon moves to the lead, but Greg Torres and the others, that second pack is making a rally. Torres, Lee, Mills, they have cleared. They're actually gaining now in the draft. They are there. Look at this down the backstretch. They have closed in so much. Torres is going to be there next lap. In that draft, he's using it well. Justin Zeidel moves back to leading the 18 car. Torres has joined the front group. Zeidel leads to the start-finish line. Torres is here. Greg Lee is here. Jose Mills is coming into the picture. The car is starting to gap from that second pack to get up to the lead draft and have a shot at the finish of the Georgia 300. But down the backstretch, it's Oliver Galloway wanting a shot at the lead. 3 wide in turns 3 and 4, and car number 15 takes the top spot away. Steve Larker, the 51, going to try and take it down the front stretch. Side by side to the start-finish line, and with Oliver Galloway led the start-finish, with Steve Larker, 51, inside to turn number 1. And Zeidel popped the outside wall pretty good there. Actually slowed him down a little bit, so hard contact there for the 18. We'll see if he's good enough, though, to continue on trucking. Down the backstretch, Levi Schoens, the 00, in contention for the Gatorade Cup Series Championship. He wants a Target Series victory here today, though. To the inside, grab second away now as a run for Steve Larker off turn 4. He'll hang the left to get down to the bomb lane. So here they come, Larker and Schoens. Larker leads lap, and look who is right there behind the 00. Greg Torres. Just few laps ago, we were mentioning how he's on the outside trying to get in the draft. Now he's going for the lead off turn 2. And Greg Torres, look at this. Middle lane for the 39 down the backstretch. Puts him to the middle. And McDowell 22 down low, 3 wide. Because Sean Rich and his pusher have a call to reach Jose Mills. They were also on the tail end of the field. They're up inside the top 5. To Sean. Now to the inside. Jonathan Rain, 61 to the picture. He'll look 3 wide, bomb lane. Cole reaching the 42 with them. And back there, contact. And there they go. This time it's going to be a crash in the yellow. Larker to the outside wall. We got others joining in. Massive crash. Wells gets by, but some are involved. Hamill, Seaman is involved. Luke Rainey as well in the 12. Greg Lee and some others. Coming back to the caution flag. Cole Luigi in the 42. Back in front. Yellow comes out 1/3 of the way through, which is Georgia 300. And Luke Rainey's championship chances. He came in 6 points behind Mathis Wells. They've just taken a massive blow. With 3 races left in the season, Greg Lee looking for his first win in the Target Series. That's not going to happen. Hamill, Hernandez, Smith. There's Larker and Cooper. A lot of cars on pit road. Nathan Norman had some damage, but I think that was from the first incident that happened. There's Williams in the 3. Levi Schoens, 00, also caught in this. Wells, Colton Yo, some other chasers. They made it through the crash unscathed. So our first yellow of the day comes out as Colucci with the race lead, but it happened towards the front of the field. Cars made contact. Cars got together into the outside wall hard. Levi Schoens and others collected in our first yellow flag of the race. This was 4 wide off to turn number 1. That was not going to work. So you'll see right here as Seaman and Hernandez get 4 wide. 7, you can see the 3 up into the 40, up to Steve Larker. They come down into Anthony Hernandez, spins them around. Schoens impacts the outside wall, the double here with Greg Lee. And now as they're trying to get around, they're kind of coming down. There's where Greg Lee comes down, gets hit hard. He gets walloped. There's Hernandez and some others coming off the wall. Schoens drives away. He actually got some of the least damage from the drivers that were involved in the crash, but still some pretty heavy rear end damage to the 00 of Levi Schoens. And it's going to take him out of the running for the Georgia 300 as the massive crash happens in turns 1 and 2. Some chasers involved. Some championship hopes have just been hit, including Luke Rainey in the 12's championship bid, as he came in 6 points behind. Now he has to hope that drivers like the 5, the 9, the 19, they can't finish too well, because if they don't really finish up towards the front, he'll be fine. He won't lose too many points, but right now, he'll be losing a ton of points if the 9 to 5 finish up towards the front of the field. 7-3 took hard. He's steaming up off the ground. Oh, look at that hard hit for Steve Larker and Luke Rainey. There's Hamill coming in at the end, the 98 spinning in. That was a massive crash. There's Mike Burrow all torn up, the 45 car. Another look at it. As there were some hard, nasty hits, including Seaman. He saw the rear of that 3 car up off the ground, impacting the outside. Right there, watch this. Hard hit. And then Larker gets hit hard as well, the 51. Oh, right there with Cooper and Luke. And then Hamill right there hits the 7 of Hernandez really hard. Well, our first yellow of the night. And this man, Luke Rainey, had nowhere to go as he was just right behind it on the outside, but nowhere to go. And one of our chasers who had a chance is involved and knocked down. He would have had made it if it wasn't for that 51 there down the middle of the racetrack. That's such a tough break for Luke Rainey and all the others involved, especially all the chasers involved. But leading us back around to the caution flag, none other than the 42 of Coluigi. Looking for his first Target Series win of the season. He leads the Georgia 300 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. The restart will come with 16 laps of racing to go in the Georgia 300 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Coluigi currently out front controlling this race. Derek Hamill, Mike Burrell, Patrick Smith, Luke Rainey, and Chaser. Anthony Ness, George Cooper, Steve Larker all out from that crash. Greg leads a lap down in 35th. William Seaman 34th is a Chaser. 34 cars on the lead lap. 35 are on the lead lap. But leading them is Coluigi the 42. Behind him in second is Alexander Rowe. Jonathan Rains in third. Jose Mills fourth. Kashawn Richardson fifth. With Adam McDowell, Greg Torres, Justin Zidell, Danny Lloyd, and Jake Gow with the front 10. Back green in Atlanta. Front 2 breakaway. Luigi and Rowe. Rains from third spun the tires in the 61 car. They allowed Luigi and Rowe to stay clear first and second. Now the rest of the field going to try and come back together in the draft. Here comes Rains with a run off turn 2. Torres and Lloyd go low. Now Rains for second on Rowe to turn number 3. Couldn't quite get down there. Gets in line. Front 5, single file. As some others get put to the high side. Mills out of line for third. Halfway, Coluigi the 42 leading the race. Mills 11 out of line for third position. Adam McDowell the 22 with them. Here comes Danny Lloyd the 21 to the bottom lane. 3 wide further back. That's Jake out with the 19 up top with Justin Zidell's teammate. They're going to want to get down in line as quick as they can here because Paul Taylor and the others are coming through. Mills down there in front of Adam McDowell, but right now, Rowe and Luigi have gapped the field. But if they get side by side, the rest of the field will close right back in the draft. 14 laps remain in the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Rowe's going to need some help to get there and get by the 42 of Coluigi. He's going to need some drafting help from Mills behind him. Right there, a nice 1 and 2 though. Right in the back of the 42, trying to look low. But down low instead, Jose Mills, the 11 for second position. Off to turn number 3, the 11 couldn't quite hold it down there. Rowe stays clear, but it's all behind Coluigi in the 42 as he leads them off turn 4. Now coming to 13 to go. Rowe makes the move. Lloyd with them. Side by side, Luigi leads, but the 76 has the inside, and they're drafting up to turn number 1. Alexander Rowe grabs the top spot through 1 and 2. He has Danny Lloyd, Chaser with him. McDowell wants back-to-back Atlanta Target Series victories. As Lloyd now down to the bottom of the 21, he wants to take the lead. And McDowell 22 pushes that 21 clear. They're first and second. Oliver Gow with the 15 is up to third. Jake Gow with the 19 are merging. But Paul Taylor forced in middle lane 3 wide. As they're now 3 wide inside the top 5. And McDowell to lead in turn 1. Adam McDowell now with the top spot. Oliver Gowie the 15 pushing him clear. Gowie now wants more down the backstretch. He'll look to the inside. Has Chaser Paul Taylor 99 with him. Sebastian Kugelbaum wants some points. He's third on the inside lane moving forward. Coming to 11 to go this time by. Oliver Gowie leads. Moves up, gets the bottom to Paul Taylor the 99. Side by side down the front stretch to turn number 1. Paul Taylor grabs the top spot. Kugelbaum the 4 with them. Kashawn Richardson the 20 into the picture. Jason Larker the 90. Greg Torres the 39. And Greg Lee and Ryan Brummer are ahead very slow. The pack and a catch. We're coming to 10 to go in the Georgia 300. Paul Taylor leads the race. Kugelbaum the 4. Up to second. That's 2 chasers, first and second. 10 to go in Atlanta. Jason Larker the 90 for third. Greg Torres the 39 with them. Zidell the 18 coming back. 3 wide further back in the pack. Greg Torres out of line for third down the back stretch. Dylan Ebrahim in the 36 into the picture. You have Pez in the 0. Eli Bright the 88 car. But it's the front 2 chasers that are single file. Trying to pull away from the field. Off turn 4. 9 to go this time by. 3 wide. Torres out of line. Down front Zidell for second. 9 laps remain. Torres. They're not going to catch Lee and Brommer. Taylor on the outside. Which lane goes? It's going to be Paul Taylor around the outside to get by. Kugelbaum as well gets by. Brommer and Lee holding up the pack. The 60 moves low. 2 cars break away with a huge lead. No one can get around. Look at that right there. They have just blocked the rest of the field. 2 cars break away. It's Paul Taylor and Sebastian Kugelbaum. Finally, the inside will filter around. But now they're side by side for the lead. Kugelbaum and Paul Taylor. It's these two now. They're wrecking in turns 1 and 2, I believe. No, cars got the wall. We got cars everywhere. Trying to get around the 60 and the 78. The 9 put back here. They move to the high side. Wells, the 5. Where's he at? Yeah, I don't even see Mathis Wells where he may be. Oh, he's off the pace. He's off the draft, so he lost the draft. He's not in that draft currently. So Colton Yo might be our points leader after today's race. But up at the front, Kukulon leads Paul Taylor with Trey Rainey impending. Now Taylor out of line. Can he get there? He does. That's side by side for the lead as they're catching Trey Rainey in the 52. Coming to 6 to go. Slow off turn 4. Taylor moves around the inside and he's away all by himself. Paul Taylor leads with 6 to go and no one near him. Kukulon's up to second. Now can this group get around? Trey Rainey. Off the corner, Greg Torres held up a little bit. The inside lane gonna be the place to go. Torres moves around low. Jake Galloway rallies through to Zidell. Eli Bright. Well, with Anthony Charles Bois. Now the rest of the field gonna try and filter around. But do they have enough time? Coming to 5 to go. Can they run down Paul Taylor and Sebastian Kukulon? They are faster in the draft. 5 laps remaining. Yellow flag went on the race. Shows the next lap car to be caught. There's Greg Torres, Jake Galloway, Zidell, Spurley to be Eli Bright. They definitely want this race to go caution-free to the end because they are in the draft running these drivers down at a fast rate. Kukulon's running Taylor down. With that, they're running both of them down. Look at the run for Kukulon in the draft. Coming to 4 laps of racing to go in the Georgia 300. Paul Taylor leads the race, but Sebastian Kukulon chases around his bumper, and here comes Torres and the rest of the field behind. Greg Torres, Jake Galloway, they have caught now. Along Justin Zidell, Riley Spiro to Eli Bright, and to trouble on the 55, also up into the picture. Torres had such a big run, took it out of line, but didn't have the run to make it work. Now Kukulon using the draft from behind. Can he get to Paul Taylor and try and get around him? Down the front stretch, 39.19 move low. To the double zero of Levi Jones they come. 3 laps remain in Atlanta. Taylor moves low. Is that going to be the spot to be? Double zero holds him up. Can Sebastian Kukulon get around the outside? He's going to try, but he's held up. Paul Taylor to the inside lane. Torres within the 39. Eli Bright 3 wide in the 88 car to move around. Bright makes a big move. Coming to 2 to go. 3 cars break away. Paul Taylor, Greg Torres, Jake Galloway. Galloway wants to get there past the 99. He needs points. 2 laps remain in Atlanta. 3 miles. Can Galloway get there and get by the 99 Paul Taylor? That's a big question to be answered. Off the corner, down the backstretch, Paul Taylor, Jake Galloway. 2 chasers run first and second. Galloway has 3 wins this season. Looking for a 4th and max points here today in Atlanta. Coming to the white flag in the Georgia 300. Galloway's a run off turn 4. Can he make it work? Now Torres out of line for a second. White flag is shown. Last lap for Paul Taylor. The 99 has the lead, and they're side by side behind. Torres gonna need to get around, get a run down the backstretch, but as of now, they've been side by side, only slowing them down. Paul Taylor's a nice gap down the backstretch for the final time. They're side by side again for a second. Eli Bright nowhere near Paul Taylor. Can the 39 get one last oomph in through 3 and 4? He'll look to try and get to Paul Taylor, but off the 4th corner, chaser Paul Taylor, max points, wins the Georgia 300 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. He was out front the right time for sure. They caught lap traffic. He gapped the field with Sebastian Kukulon, and he never looked back. Paul Taylor, max points to win the Georgia 300 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Let's go see the finish results and the chase standings after our 8th chase race of the Target Series season. Here are the finish results from the Georgia 300 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. 1 caution flag for 4 laps and 14 lead changes, 13 different drivers leading laps here today in the Georgia 300. As it's Paul Taylor leading the most 10 laps. They may have been the final 10 laps as he got out front with Sebastian Kukulon at the end. Paul Taylor wins over Greg Torres, who tried at the end but ends up 2nd. Eli Bright in 3rd, Anthony Charles in 4th, and Riley Spiro to rounds out the top 5 in the 8 car. Jake Galloway gets a great point tonight in 6th. Colton Yo takes the points lead back with the 7th place finish. Justin Zidell in 8th, Jonathan Raines 9th, and Cole Luigi rounds out the top 10. As we look at the top 20, other chasers, Danny Lloyd down in 12th. And then you look down, Kukulon in 16th, Simon Bloomfield in 19th. It wasn't too good of a day for chasers here today in Atlanta, as I believe only about 6 finished inside the top 20 here tonight in Atlanta. As we look down 21st to 40th, Franz Device in 23rd. Matthew Swell's not a great night for him. He was actually off pace, 13 seconds back. He ends up with a 26th place finish. His teammate Jeff Bright in 28th. And you look down and you see Max Anderson from the pole in 30th. Trey Rainey a lap down in 32nd. William Seaman 2 laps down, 34th. And then a chaser out of the race, Luke Rainey in the 12. His chase hopes have definitely been crushed here today at Atlanta. He still has a shot at the championship with 2 races left. It's going to be a big hole to recover from. As you look down the rest, Mike Burrell, Derek Kimmel, 41st and 42nd. At the right side are the point standings. Colton Yo takes the points right back, and it's now a tie for 2nd. Matt Wilson and Jake Galloway are both 4 points back. in second and third in points. But the next highest, it's a good ways back. You have to look down all the way to Danny Lloyd, who is 12 points behind. So 3 drivers, or excuse me, Smash Kukul, I'm missing him with 57 points. He's a good ways back though. He's 9 points back. And then you look at the next highest, it's in Danny Lloyd, who is 12 points back. And then you see drivers with 52 points. Paul Taylor, William Seaman, Luke Rennie, they're all 14 points back. So right now, those front 3 in points, Colton Yeo, Mathis Wells, and Jake Galloway, they're feeling pretty good, being with 4 points separating those 3. Kukula is well within a race, 9 points back, but the rest of the field has to play catch up. Only 2 races remain in the Target Series Season 8, Rockingham and Homestead. And you want to leave Rockingham with 11 points of the points lead, as it's going to be very, very close to see who might have a shot at the championship come Homestead. Race number 32 of the season heads to Rockingham for the Dairy Queen 300. I will see you guys then.